Good afternoon. My name is Trace Mefford. I'm currently recording the Week 8 assignment for FTT210, or the Customizing and Woodworking course. Today's date is the 21st of September 2025. Today we'll be taking and doing a functions check as well as explaining the process of putting together our muzzle loader and then talking about what we plan on doing with this information in the future. So to start things off, I have no live ammunition anywhere out on my bench. It's not needed, it's not necessary, so it's not here. Jumping right into it though, we have our completed muzzle loader, at least to this point. The rest of it will be finished up in the next course. For our dry fire or functions check, what we're going to do is cock our hammer halfway back, cock our trigger back to lock our actual trigger in place, fully cock our locking mechanism, and then our first trigger will get pulled. That lock will come forward, letting us know that our rifle will work once we take and apply some live ammunition out at the range. Jumping into the process of how we put this together, once I received the package from SDI, I took and laid out everything from the package to include the manual, all the tools that came with it, as well as all the components for the rifle itself. Once everything was laid out, I went through the packing list to ensure that I had everything that was there, or that was supposed to be there. I went through and organized everything by part. So all of the hand tools got put in one container. All of the furniture got put in another container for the butt plate. All of the screws and everything else for the locking mechanism, the handguard, and the trigger mechanism all went into one container, and then the thimbles, pinions, and everything else went into another container. Once we were ready to start our project and actually put some metal to wood, we started with our locking mechanism, inletting it and just making sure that it had a proper fit. That was used, or we used the hand chisel and some of the marking fluid. This one is the Prussian blue, to just make sure that everything that needed to get removed got removed. All we really did, took some of the Prussian blue, marked the back of the mechanism itself, installed it where it needed to go, and then carefully pulled it out and removed anything that was marked. From there, we turned around and installed or inletted and installed our butt plate and toe plate. Again, that used the Prussian blue and the hand chisel. Of course, before we put any Prussian blue on our butt plate, we took and applied a little bit of force and sandpaper to the underside of our brass components, just to clean up any casting marks or anything that was out of the ordinary, if it was a little bit misshapen and everything else. Once everything was done and completed with this, we then turned around and moved on to installing our trigger mechanism, trigger guard, pinions, and thimbles that will hold our loading rod in the rifle once everything's complete. That included, for the trigger mechanism at least, included again the use of the hand chisel and Prussian blue to just kind of mark where parts needed to come off and the wood needed to get brought down a little bit. For the thimbles and pinions, all we really did for that was mark where our thimbles and pinions needed to go on the stock itself, drilled through it with the drill press, and then made sure everything fit nicely the way it needed to. Once that was all complete, we turned around and installed our nose cap. So for that, again, we marked where our holes needed to be with a pencil and a ruler, put it through the drill press to get our holes done for our mounting screws in both the brass component and the wood portion where it would sit in the stock itself. After that, we turned around and shaped our stock from our butt plate up to our handguard. Everything got a nice sanding to make it nice and smooth. We started with 80 grit, and then worked our way up to 160, 165 grit sandpaper, and then finished everything off with 180 grit sandpaper. Everything was done by hand. Most of the power tools that I have are a little bit too rough for it, and I didn't really feel that I was quite ready to attack it with a power sand or anything like that for fear of messing something up along the way. Getting into part 3 of our assignment this week, we had a bit of a I had a bit of a issue with our toe plate. When I first looked at it, I constantly told myself that it didn't look right and that it was going to be off. However, as I continued to go through it, I started to realize how it's actually supposed to look and how it's going to be turning out. As well as the fact that once we shaped our stock and everything, it looks a lot more like an actual stock should. Aside from that, I honestly intend to use a lot of this information and knowledge that I've learned over the past 8 weeks. When I do eventually open up my own store, I plan to eventually offer custom stock making and other such different pieces, as well as repairing old, worn out, or broken stocks for those that have or like the more traditional wooden stock style. That pretty much concludes our assignment for this week, so I will see you guys, I guess, next week when we start the new course.